So as you can see, I like to keep my porn discreet from other people, because I'm trying to, you know, experience kind of the real thing. On a related note, though, I really like to watch comedy movies. Sorry, I'm going on a slight tangent here. Next week, there's this movie I just looked on Rotten Tomatoes now. It's sitting at a nice 86%. It's called The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Have any of you seen that before? Leave a comment on it saying if you did or yes, and if you recommended it. If you did or didn't, and if you recommend it. 86% strong. I feel like I'm renting that. Steve Carell is one of my main inspirations for comedy. I think he's really funny. He was funny in The Office, so I'm probably going to see that. So just comment, give your thumb of approval, or your deal horns, or give the middle finger, or a thumbs down, if you think it's not worth saying, because I'm going to see this next week. So, but I've relaxed on my porn that I've used, and but it wasn't in high school though. Man, I was just, that was like my prime, and I didn't even have sex with anybody during high school. I was unfortunate. I was using my pillow to dry hump it. I would carve a little face, you know, with red hair and some freckles, and, you know, use that to just dry hump and make believe. You know, we say that make believe ends at being 7 or 8. Well, it didn't for me, and until around 18. All right. Oh. But I mean, they say that, you know, during your 20s your libidos are really quick. Well, mine was in high school, man. Since I really had very few friends in high school, I would just come back, just knock one after the other, knock one after the other, knock one after the other. It was just really quick. And I surprised myself, like, just on a really boring day, I think I managed to achieve, like, 30. And my libido was really strong. It was, like, as strong as probably an Energizer Bunny's libido, but my penis is circumcised, so that'd be the only free variable right there. So I was just really bored in high school, and so I would relieve myself probably in excess. I'm pretty sure I'd probably like average like 10 to 12 a day, like 6 in the morning, and depending on who made fun of me that day, probably another 5 to 6 at night. You know, that was kind of my in conjunction with the medication I was taking. I'd probably, you know, have some. I'd call it happy hour or 2 hours. It was actually during the slot before The Daily Show, when nothing good was on. I'd probably use that time to look up my favorite sites, like European babes. I like foreigners. I developed a fetish for them. So, anyways, but there was one day, and the reason why I've actually relaxed is there was just one day. You know how if you're constantly doing something, you become desensitized? And, oh boy, I was desensitized. There was a point where I didn't get hard anymore. I was looking at, and it's funny because I haven't even looked at, I didn't get to look at a naked woman, because in high school I didn't get lucky. So, but it was all online, and just because the amount of exposure to porn I would watch, I couldn't even get hard anymore. It was funny because the only thing that got me bananas was just looking at clothed women, so it was just incredibly weird. And when I talked to my private psychiatrist about this, he said that you're just overdoing it. So I decided to listen to him, and I stopped. That's kind of strange if you think about it. Like, I got off more than just seeing regularly clothed people than naked people. Have any of you experienced that? That's something that I feel that is just kind of weird. It was probably because I was at that age, and, you know, I'm just saying. Anyways, my next video is my second fear, so stay tuned for that one.